Okay, so if you read the title, you know what I'm going to talk about. So basically, I took a vacation for like 5 days with my family in Amsterdam. And I will be honest, doing this video was like a last minute idea. Like I think Wednesday or because English is my first language, I think Thursday. I'm gonna look it up in the background, probably cut this part out. But there are some, so I wanted to talk about how it was and also some tips. But I need to talk about something else first because that just annoys me and it has nothing to do with this. So if you wanna skip this part, I put the timestamp as soon as I know how long this even is in the video itself. So basically, every time I see on a video I'm watching, when I look at the comments and I see these like bots comments, like, you know, those porn bots and similar things, I get so fucking annoyed when people reply to them because it doesn't make it better. I feel like if you see a bot comment, please try to stay calm from it. Take a deep breath if you need. Go on those 3 dots next to the comment and just report that shit. Replying won't help. I know I'm a rather small channel and you have free will, but please at least try to report them. Okay, so now that is over. So, like I said, I took a vacation. And the first thing I need to tell you about is that it feels like everything, and I mean everything, is soft. By that I mean, in the hotel we stayed in, I sat down on it. And small info about myself, I'm not skinny, thin, or whatever. I'm not even near a healthy weight for my height, age, and shit. I literally sunk into the bed. I had problems sleeping because I needed to turn around, and every time I turn around, also because the beds weren't that wide, they were not wide at all. I felt like I would nearly fall out of the bed. The blankets were heavy. Then also with the combination of the weather was very warm. And maybe it's just because I'd say I'm very temperature sensitive. Like anything that's over 20 degrees Celsius is too much for me. So imagine someone rather small, extremely fat, having to go through high temperatures. It wasn't really that great. But what I also noticed in the vacation, that was I don't have a photo of the hotel room, but I'm probably gonna put one. Actually, no, I am gonna put one of the. If I find it, and the hotel has a picture of that, I'm gonna show what the hotel rooms look like and also the bathrooms, because the first thing I did when I stepped in, I noticed that the shower had no door. Like, it had a small step, I'm gonna call it. Like, it's not really a stair. It wasn't like a small stair. It was really a stoop, I think you can call it. I don't know. But like, it had no door, and it was, you had one piece of glass. Also, the audio might get fucked because I am holding my microphone. But like, so basically it was, you had one, when you went in, you had one piece of glass that was like a barrier between the toilet and the shower that was there. Then you had also one next to the sink, which went the other way around. So basically, I'm gonna show a picture then. But like, there was a bit of space that every time you took a shower, you would need to have one or two towels on the ground, just so the bathroom wasn't nearly flooded. We also had breakfast there, but like the next day, when like Tuesday, we got there on Monday, and you should be, like, a small tip, if you decide to go, like, to do a vacation in Amsterdam, I hope that you are a patient person, because I was just a passenger in the back seat, sitting. We drove for like 6 hours or more, and that also just cause, it just took a long time because we needed to take breaks. But the first day, on Monday, because of also how late we arrived, we went to like a pizzeria that was near the hotel. I'm also gonna put up a picture here. But it was so nice. The food, we had pizza there 2 times. The pizza was fucking delicious. It was really good. So I can definitely recommend going there. But also, when you take one of those trams into the city and you're in the city, like near Central Station, and you go through the city, you will notice that nearly every restaurant is a pizzeria that can also do some other stuff. We went to one place that was a pizzeria, but like not really pizzeria, like classic Italian, with in the food sense, with it being like pizza, pasta and stuff. And there was also another one that we went to, it felt like the food took an eternity. But also, personally, I didn't like the owner. He just seemed, I don't know what the English word for this would be. But basically in German, you would say he was unsympathisch. Like, it was so, I don't know how to explain it. But he had like a scheme of getting customers, which was, if there was someone, like if there was a woman he would consider pretty, he would talk to them and ask them like where they're from, to try and get a connection, I guess. I really don't know how to explain it. But it was like he wanted to build a connection to get a customer. And he was, I want to say slimy, even though I feel like that's an understatement, because I really don't know how to otherwise explain it. But there were also a lot of positive things, and this is also why I'm kind of going into like the tips I have. My first tip I have is, go online and get a ticket for the trams, or like even for the buses and stuff. There's a specific app they have where you can buy a tram ticket, and also like you can buy a tram ticket for like how many people you are in a group, or if you're alone. Also for I think there are tickets for like 48 hours. And we just renewed, like got then another one when we needed that. But it was quite chill. It's just that you have, which was kind of confusing for us because we weren't really used to it. But it's, you have to scan the QR code from your ticket when you get in, but also when you get out. So there's this designated places to get into the tram and also out of it. So that's where you would have to scan it. Then since we were mostly in the city, we always went to Central Station, which was really nice. It was kinda huge too. Like, I thought it was kinda big. But there's like a specific way to get into the city itself via the Central Station, where you could also take other trams if you needed. And yeah, we went to a lot of restaurants, and also just walked around a lot. And I was able to achieve one thing I wanted to try there. And this that I wanted to try Stroopwafel. I might mispronounce it. Could be the same case even with first at English. But I tried one. And the best way I can describe it is like a thin, crispy waffle with like cinnamony caramel between it. It was really good. but I gotta say I had higher expectations. But I still enjoyed it. There was also a store that was already near our hotel. Like a small, not really, okay, I need to explain it differently. Because I want to say small supermarket, but it doesn't make sense to me. Mostly because it's a chain and I bet the inside of my cheek. But there is one that's called, or I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Albertine. I took a picture when we were in the one in Central Station. And also one outside of the one from near our hotel. And I also wrote the time down there because we were in the to-go one at like 10 at night. Like 20 to 18, I think, in like military time. I will also put it up here. But we were there just because I was hungry. And we wanted to get something back to the hotel. And I got like pretzel there. It was good. My aunt also bought a pre-made stroopwafel, but I didn't try it. I'm probably gonna ask her and edit it like an answer as an editor's note, what she thought of it. I also went to a Miniso, which was the first time for me that I went there in general. Which is also why a second tip I have is most stores don't have cash payment as an option. Most is card. But you can ask like if they take cash. Which is a question that got extremely fast annoying for me to ask. Because I don't know, it felt weird to ask if they take cash payment. Maybe it's insecurities, maybe it's my social anxiety. If I even still have it. But it felt wrong. Like, I really don't know how to explain it. It was just strange. Or weird. But it's also I fear about like trying to get, let's say in a restaurant, asking to pay, or even just asking for help in general in a store. I don't know how to ask for it because every time I think you're supposed to say excuse me and then ask, but for some reason saying excuse me feels too rude. So, if you can, just pay with card. Also, I can definitely recommend at least knowing a bit of English. Like enough that you know like how to ask stuff, or even just ask to pay. I can also really recommend doing one of those boat tours, because we did one, and I can also recommend, no matter what your language is, use the audio guide, just in case there are a lot of people and they're talking while over the speaker there is like getting said like something about where the boat is driving, like just something about the history. I can definitely recommend using an audio guide just because of that. Because I got extremely annoyed at like how loud everyone was. Like it felt like nobody just shut up for like a second. So I can definitely recommend a boat tour, because in of itself it's really nice to like be able to sit down, just have that you can see a lot of things there. Was really good. Also, we saw a small like art installation. It was mostly sculptures of elephants in different color. I also put some pictures up here that we took. Of course, with censoring of people that were there, because I want to be respectful when it comes to that. I even took a picture and a small video of a fairy where I still need to edit someone out, like censor the face. But I'm gonna put these videos also in here. I'm also gonna put some of, like, I took some of the tram, like, from inside on the way back to the hotel. And the sad thing is, I didn't sit on the good side, like where you could see all the pretty, like the sea and stuff. I only have buildings and some graffiti from a bridge and also some other places there. But I'm gonna slow it down just so it's better visible. And you will see that it will be a bit smaller, mostly because of motion sickness. But also, if you feel motion sick at any point there, please just stop watching. It's just better. But anyways, that was basically my vacation in Amsterdam. I hope you enjoyed listening to my rambling, because I didn't really make a script. And I hope that I was kinda understandable. If you got any tips or video ideas, feel free to comment them. I'm also open to criticism of this video, like the cutting, the pacing, stuff like that. So feel free to comment, feel free to critique. And I see you in the next video. See ya!